Well, hello. Things appear to be running okay today, even though we haven't done this for a week. Usually that means technical difficulties, but today we seem to be okay. 0 and minimal missed frames. Good deal. All right. So, hello, nerds. We are back for another live show. Last time we kind of wasted a little bit of time at the beginning because we had a bunch of issues, and this time we're just going to jump right into it, I think. So, without any further ado, let's do this. Ethan Hawke is Batman. We knew this. Whoa. Resident Evil canceled after one season. Let's check this guy out. Hello, Chris. How are you this evening, sir? All right, Netflix cancels Resident Evil. Hold on, I gotta pop this chat box out. Pop out chat. There and there. Does that change the... I bet it does. It sure does. Silly. All right. That didn't work like I wanted it to at all. There. All right. My vacation was actually quite fun. I had, it was kind of one big one and then one little one a couple weeks after. That's why we didn't have a live show last week. I've actually been, I guess we should address this before we jump into the news for this live show. The last two regular shows, so the one that eventually posted last week and then the one that I just got to post yesterday, both of them were obviously late, and it's because YouTube has dinged me on both of them for copyright issues, which is dumb, because I'm not doing anything that violates copyright law. And sometimes when I do the detail edits, so when I have the video and the images and all that stuff, it dings it, and sometimes it doesn't. So I don't understand the logic behind when it does and when it doesn't. I mean, I'm sure it has something to do with who's paying for the algorithm to ding it for their content and whatnot. But so that's why the last two episodes have been late, and it's very possibly gonna keep on for a little while, just because I'm getting a little bit quicker at doing the better edits, so they're probably going to be more frequent. Instead of just the image next to my face in the regular show, it's going to be cutting back and forth between me and the video of whatever we're talking about. So I don't know. I don't know if there's a workaround for that, if there's something I can do with YouTube to get them to know that it's a news show that I upload once a week or what. But when I figure it out, I'll let you know. Either way, back to your question, my vacation was a lot of fun, and it was really good to see some family. Anyway, let's talk about Resident Evil getting canceled after one season. Oof. No surprise here, according to Cosmic Book News. No surprise here, as it is learned that Netflix has canceled the Resident Evil series after one season. The news only comes a month and a half after the series debuted. Wow, I can read. In July. So we see Netflix made the decision really quick. I mean, I don't know if you watched Resident Evil or not, but I watched most of it. I didn't finish it just because it was too far removed from what I know of Resident Evil. They took way too many liberties as far as who these characters are and whatnot. Like, again, as has been stated probably a million times before, like, do what you will with an IP, just don't don't try and erase the source material. Like if you want to make a movie or a game or something that exists in the world of Resident Evil, since that's what we're talking about here, it's totally fine. It doesn't matter what kind of characters you use, anything related. But if you take this established character that people have spent time getting to know, be it for good or for bad, and then you decide that your version's going to be something different, don't be surprised when people don't take to it, because they've already spent a bunch of time knowing the character one way, and then you make the character another way, and that's not the character they know, so they're not invested anymore. It's really that simple. Over at Rotten Tomatoes, continuing back with the article, over at Rotten Tomatoes, Resident Evil series has a 55% rotten from critics and only a 27% approval from audience. IMDb giving it a 3.9 out of 10. Oh, that's no good. Deadline tried to spin things that the cancellation is in part due to not getting enough views and not making the top 10 because of Stranger Things. They're blaming it on Stranger Things. But as I previously wrote, the Resident Evil series just had awful writing and is full of woke content. This is not entirely wrong. Don't think I have any movie news, as I usually do. The only news I have is that DC found their... Oh, I saw something about that while I was posting shorts yesterday and scheduling my shorts yesterday. So we'll probably get into the DC's Kevin Feige situation for sure. So yeah, this is not really... The cancellation of Resident Evil was kind of to be expected, considering the current changing landscape. While we're between articles, Christopher, did you see? I did find a little bit on your Jurassic World series on Netflix, but emphasis on a little bit. All I found is that it is going to be animated, and it's not going to be kiddie friendly like Camp Cretaceous. It's going to be something more young adult-ish is all I was able to find. But it does sound like things are actively moving on it, so we will probably touch base on it again in a month or two. She-Hulk ratings on the low end. So I really appreciate Cosmic Book News. I really appreciate the fact that actually my girlfriend found it and turned me on to it. Sometimes, though, like... just the overt politicking is a little ridiculous on the low end. Yeah, because the target audience is not their normal target audience, which is a smaller variation of their target audience. So, of course, so if it was the lowest ratings, that would be newsworthy. Something slightly lower than average, that's not really newsworthy. Cosmic Book, I'm sorry. Dan Lin in talks. Oh, this is the thing. This is the Kevin Feige thing. I'm pretty sure that's the guy. In talks to take over DC Films. Producer Dan Lin is in talks to take over DC Films as part of David Zaslav's 10-year Marvel-style plan for the DCEU. David Zaslav might have found his Kevin Feige, as Dan Lin is in talks to take over DC Films and Television. Trades report the current head of DC Films, Walter Hamada, is due to exit soon. I honestly thought he had already gone, but then I guess we would have covered it on the show, so never mind. Dan Lin will be in charge of DC, much like Kevin Feige is in charge of Marvel. Warner Brothers CEO David Zaslav has made it no secret he wants Kevin Feige type to oversee DC as part of his 10-year Marvel-style plan. And then this is basically just more of the stuff that we've already talked about. Similar structure, blah, 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 blah. What's interesting about the choice of Dan Lin, here we go, is that Lin got his start by interning for Alan Horn, whom Zaslav recently brought into Warner Brothers Discovery fold as a consultant, which includes consulting on the DC films. Lin also worked under film executive Lorenzo di Bonaventura. Kevin Feige got his own start interning for Superman director Richard Donner. Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool. It's further reported that if Dan Lin does get the gig, Lin will report directly to Zaslav and bypass Warner Brothers Pictures head Michael DeLuca and Pam Abdi, HBO Max chief Casey Bloys, and Warner Brothers TV chair Channing Dungey. will be fully in charge of DC. Again, much like with what happened with Kevin Feige at Marvel, as Feige ended up bypassing the likes of Ike Perlmutter and his Marvel Comics creative committee and reporting directly to the heads of Disney, making him fully in charge of Marvel. Yes. So that would be huge. Marvel stuff and horror stuff. Right on. What horror stuff, dude? Who is Dan Lin? That is a good question. Let's keep reading, shall we? He has a long list of producer credits where, in regards to DC, he oversaw the aborted Justice League Mortal movie from George Miller. Back in 2007-2008. That was just about to film in Australia before it got the axe due to the Writers Guild strike. The flick was set to star Armie Hammer as Batman. This is some crazy movie history, movies that never happened. If you want to go down a rabbit hole, this is a very interesting rabbit hole to go down. Armie Hammer as Batman, DJ Catrona as Superman, Megan Gale as Wonder Woman, Adam Brody as the Flash, Common as the Green Lantern, Santiago Cabrera, I can say it with an accent, I promise, as Aquaman, Teresa Palmer as Talia al Ghul, Zoe Casson as Iris Allen, Hugh Keys-Byrne as Martian Manhunter, and Jay Baruchel as Maxwell Lord. Dan Lin, also producer on the Lego Batman movie and the sequel, Aladdin and its sequel, the It movies. Oh, that's cool. So he has obvious relationship with Hamada, but also with who's the director? Why can't I think of his name of the It movies? That guy. Is producer on the Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock Holmes movies. Produced all of the Lego movies, apparently. Godzilla, King of Monsters, and Godzilla vs. Kong. Awesome. So he's got some pretty legit nerd creds. Netflix's Avatar: The Last Airbender series, and that's not as legit, I think. Inspector Gadget, Lethal Weapon 5, Johnny Quest, and more. Dan Lin's name also surfaces at an interesting time as Zaslav has been accused of canceling diverse and woke projects. Taiwan-born Lin, a Harvard MBA graduate, I can speak, founder and CEO of Rideback Rise, a nonprofit that is attached to his Rideback production company that is meant to boost creatives who are Black, Indigenous, and people of color through fellowships and networking events. So I don't know, is it political then? Is Zaslav bringing this Dan Lin guy in as some sort of political move, if that's the case? Because, I mean, they're not touting, they're not saying, hey, look, we've got a token POC here, so probably not. But I mean, it is something that will play in the back of my head, I'm sure. Busy with learning some more stuff about Friday the 13th reboot and a Nun sequel. Yep, I heard about the Nun sequel. I believe I even put it in the show a couple weeks ago. And She-Hulk having Easter eggs to Wolverine. I did see that as well. I'm pretty sure it's just an Easter egg and it's not going to lead us directly to anything with Wolverine. It's just a fun thing for fans to find. But yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. Has there been motion on the Friday the 13th reboot? I haven't seen anything on that. At least not since they got a writer and a producer, and we talked about it on the show, which was, I think, like 2.5-3 months ago. While attending the Produced By Conference 2022, Dan Lin also talked about how he spends time in Montana with real cowboys and that he follows the cowboy code, quote unquote, where if someone falls off their horse, the cowboy code says to go back and help the person get back on. Lin says he applies that to the entertainment industry. So with Ride Back, quote, when you are successful, you ride back and bring other people along, unquote. Lin also revealed Margot Robbie, David Ayer, Warner Brothers Animation, and more are involved with Rideback. So it sounds like he already had some pretty good relationships, and that's kind of how he got the gig, which makes sense. That's how kind of Hollywood usually works anyway, right? Also interesting is that Lin says he's more old school, and that Rideback is also a reaction to the market getting more corporate with all the streamers coming into the market, as Rideback is more organic and about creators actually getting together and socializing, which sounds like a similar mindset that fits Zaslav's approach to focusing on theatrical instead of streaming. Yes, I think that is what is needed. I think that is going to benefit everyone involved for sure. According to this, I think we might be getting into rumor territory, though. But we'll see. Let's read on, shall we? Deadline also adds that Todd Phillips' name has been thrown into the mix to take over DC. As previously it had been reported, Zaslav is a big fan, but that Phillips doesn't want the gig and wants to primarily focus on Joker 2, which gets released October 4th of 24. Chris says, all that's been said and is that it's in the works right now and will be released next year. I would not hold your breath for a 2023 release on Friday the 13th, because that was a really sticky situation that they just got out of. And so I think there is still some residual issues with that, not the least of which, all I know for certain that got settled is the American legal issues. So international release and such still is very much up in the air, because the international rights still are split between Jason and Friday the 13th. So it can't necessarily get released internationally, because then they're just right back to where they started with all of the issues. So yeah, don't hold your breath, but it will be cool if it does happen. Anyway, back to DC and things. Regarding DC, the schedule includes Black Adam getting released October 21st. Zaslav just pushed back Shazam and Aquaman 2. The Aquaman 2 thing, I think we touched on a bunch of rumors for Aquaman 2 in the most recent episode. I think the other piece just was announced like yesterday or something, so it's been since the episode's gone up. Yeah, they pushed back the dates for both Shazam and Aquaman 2. Aquaman 2, this is like the third time it's been pushed back, so and the Flash sticking to its release date. So Flash, they probably are doing a bunch of reshoots, considering. But it's just to set up Shazam and Aquaman 2. I don't know that it's going to erase Ezra Miller, like some people are saying. Deadline also adds in the report about why Batgirl had been canceled, in that it doesn't have a chance of seeing the light of day, that the DC Continuum is being laid out in the upcoming June 2023 movie, The Flash. Is getting a video game. Yeah, we covered it in the recent episode, boss. It's the Killer Clowns from Outer Space, the game that's coming out. I believe the release date is 2023, because everything that they talked about at Gamescom is supposed to be launching within the next 12 months. At least on the first day of Gamescom. Everything's supposed to be launching within the first 12 months. Or the next 12 months, rather. So that means that Killer Clowns, because that was talked about on the first day, is getting a release within sometime by the end of, what month are we in? August? But sometime by the end of August of 2023, which is kind of awesome, especially when you consider it comes from the same developer that gave us the Friday the 13th, the game. So it's going to be similar play style, but instead of one person being Jason, you're going to have, it looks like, at least a 4v4 situation where one team are the clowns and then one team are the teenagers, the kids that the clowns are trying to kill. So yeah, it's gonna be so cool. I kind of hope it's free to play, just because I'm broke and I really, really want to play it, and I didn't really get a chance to play Friday the 13th while the servers were still active. So yeah, I'm super hopeful that gets proper free to play release, and like we can just stream the crap out of it, because that would probably take over, because just the premise, not even the killer clowns aspect, that's just bonus, but the premise of that style of arena 4v4 kind of stuff, I think is just a whole lot of fun. When you add that horror element to it, just even more fun. So yeah, I really want that game too, man. Yeah, so that's everything. Ben Affleck has also joined Aquaman 2. Jason Momoa recently said Ben is coming back. It's wonderful, blah, 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 blah. Okay, moving on to our next piece. So yeah, there's your DC Kevin Feige, potentially. It's not set because they are still in talks, but it sounds like that is the way it's going. Oh, and this is the one that I was just told literally moments ago. So, again, thank you to my wonderful girlfriend. Let's go into this guy. Netflix BioShock movie gets Hunger Games director and Logan writer. Super excited about this. All of this guy's credits, if I'm remembering correctly, sound great. Especially when you can play both clowns and humans. Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be a blast. Anyway, Netflix has announced the live-action BioShock movie, which adapts the popular video game, now has a director and a writer. Directed by Francis Lawrence. Francis Lawrence did The Hunger Games: Catching Fire, I Am Legend, which is a fantastic adaptation of the source material, and Slumberland, starring Jason Momoa, which I don't think I've actually seen. Did we watch Slumberland? Is that the weird one with Momoa and Keanu Reeves? I don't believe it is. Writing the flick will be Michael Green, whose credits include Logan, Blade Runner 2040. Oh, that's the Blade Runner connection. Okay, that makes sense. I misunderstood when she told me a little bit ago. So, Blade Runner 2049, Death on the Nile, Jungle Cruise, and Green Lantern. I don't know if you want to add that, but still, some pretty decent nerd cred. Netflix is partnering with 2K and Take-Two Interactive, like they should, because that's who owns the rights. Roy Lee for Vertigo Entertainment is producing the BioShock movie, along with Francis Lawrence, who is, again, directing, for the About Blank production company, and 2K, a subsidiary of Take-Two Interactive Software Incorporated. Executive producers include Cameron McAnomy. Whoa, that's a very interesting spelling, for About Blank, and Strauss Zelnick for Take-Two. Super excited about that. That's going to be so great. About BioShock. We already know about BioShock. That's Netflix also announced a series for Horizon Zero Dawn by the showrunner of The Umbrella Academy. That also could potentially be great. Live-action Pac-Man movie coming out? Oh. Let's see if we can find something on that, shall we? Sony jacking PS5 prices, but not in the U.S. Actress defends woke Batgirl, blah, blah, blah. Thor, Love and Thunder, deleted scenes are lame. Jeffrey Dean Morgan. All right, so let's do the Jeffrey Dean Morgan. All right, we're going to hold right there, because I think that's a good place to come back to. So let's see if we can find, through our regular channels, you said Pac-Man movie. All right, so comicbook.com, search Pac-Man, Pacu Man. Let's try it without the dash first. Pac-Man Museum from June. Fortnite Pac-Man collaboration. I got nothing there. What about, we got this covered. Let's try that. We got this covered. Because these guys like to talk about stuff that seems outlandish and then sometimes legit comes true. So let's search for Pac-Man. I said search, jerk. Pac-Man. The reaction to live... There we go. No kidding. All right, Pac-Man. There's a live-action Pac-Man movie on the way from 3 weeks ago? Whatever. Golden era of video game adaptations continues with the new... I probably missed this just because my RSS feed was so full of stuff. I just didn't read everything. But There is apparently a Pac-Man live-action movie. All right, golden era of video game adaptations continues with the news that there's a new live-action movie based on everyone's favorite 80s pellet-munching digital character, Pac-Man. Movie comes from the original company behind the character, Bandai Namco, and Wayfarer Studios, whose principal is Jane the Virgin acting alum Justin Baldoni, according to the Hollywood Reporter. So THR is who reported this to begin with. Let's go to the THR article, shall we? Live action. This one comes from August 8th as well. Okay. Hails from Bandai Namco, company behind blah, 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 blah. First introduced in 1980. Are we seriously going into the history of Pac-Man? Project will be based. That's where we want to pick this up. All right. Project will be based on an original idea from Chuck Williams, the guy who brought us Sonic the Hedgehog of Lightbeam Entertainment. Baldoni, Manu Gargi, and Andrew Kaloff will produce on behalf of Wayfarer Studios, and Tracy Ryerson developing. Williams and Tim Kwok will produce on behalf of Lightbeam. Wayfarer, which recently announced $125 million. So there's no... It doesn't give us anything about what the idea is from Chuck Williams, but he did do Sonic the Hedgehog, so that's very promising because that movie was a lot of freaking fun. So yeah, that's kind of cool, man. I can't believe I missed that. Oh no, don't worry about it, man. I'm super grateful when anybody watches the show at all. So if you missed an episode or two, I'm not mad about it at all. That's I appreciate the honesty though. Yeah, so and they're talking about merchandising. That's all we have is that it's based on an idea from Chuck Williams. So that's all we have to go on. That's still pretty interesting to begin with though. All right, let's get back to Cosmic Book. Jeffrey Dean Morgan joins the boys for season 4. Rumor confirmation. Well, not really rumor because they were talking about trying to make this happen, and now it's happening. Jeffrey Dean Morgan has joined The Boys season 4, which is currently now filming. Wow, that was a lot of redundancy at the end of that sentence, wasn't it? No word yet on who Jeffrey Dean Morgan will play. Fans are guessing and hoping Tech Knight. What with Black Knight, what is it, Black Noir? Yeah, gone, that makes sense. But he reunites with Supernatural creator Eric Kripke, who is showrunner of The Boys, and Jensen Ackles, who plays Soldier Boy. But will Jensen Ackles be in season 4? That is the question. Morgan played John Winchester during 13 episodes of the show that aired on the CW as the father of Dean and Sam, Jared Padalecki, and Jensen Ackles in reverse. Back in June, Kripke teased Jeffrey Dean Morgan for The Boys season 4. Yes, we covered that. Of course, Morgan is also known for playing Negan in The Walking Dead. So if you didn't know who that was, update. Jeffrey Dean Morgan and the cast respond. So Jeffrey Dean Morgan tweeted by saying, "Art is done for season 4. Good work, folks. Saved The Boys TV some dough." I don't know what that means. Let's open this bad boy up, shall we? Let's see what's going on. Okay, so for anyone who's just listening to this in the repost that goes up on Saturdays, the image that Jeffrey Dean Morgan posted to his Twitter is that image from season 1 of The Boys that has the titular group of characters. I'm drawing blanks on names right now, where they're looking down at the camera and there's like the red moon behind their heads. He has done a really crappy job of photoshopping in his face as looking down at the camera as well. Oh, that's pretty great. That's right up there. And then Jeffrey D. Morgan also says, "Can't tell you how excited I am. Big thanks to The Real Kripke and AMC Plus and The Boys for finding a way with both schedules." Oh yeah, AMC, because that's who does it. Duh. No easy task. So damn stoked. I am too. Welcome to the family, Jeffrey Dean Morgan from Kripke. Welcome to the family, Jeffrey Dean Morgan. We're all so psyched to have you. This pic from season 4 now shooting. The Boys. All right, so we got an actual picture from. Hopefully this one's not ridiculous. No, I guess he wouldn't be there if they just inked the contract. They're actively in production, but Jeffrey Dean Morgan has yet to join the production, so that makes sense. Yeah, cool. That's super exciting. Boys season 4. Carl Urban, thank you. Good Lord, I couldn't think of his name. Carl Urban. Start making horror news. That's awesome, man. Christopher Ortiz is starting a horror news channel. That's pretty cool, dude. Rearrange it so I can make a cool setup for some future TikToks, so I can make horror news and some epic TikTok vids. I'm gonna make all October long. That's a great time to start, man. I mean, if you can make it, if you can time it out so that you start posting in October and you're gonna be a horror themed outlet, that's good timing, sir. Good timing. All right, so Boys season 4 is now filming. We've already covered this. Season 4 will explore how the boys will take down Victoria Newman. So yeah, if you haven't watched season 3, you really should. And we're moving along. Umbrella Academy season 4 greenlit. Blackman on Orbital and Horizon Zero Dawn. All right, so showrunner Steve Blackman is a busy guy as he's developing 2 new series at Netflix and finishing another. So season 4 is supposed to be the final season for the Umbrella Academy. So that's what they're talking about here. Netflix announces the Umbrella Academy. I can speak. Umbrella Academy season 4, and that showrunner Steve Blackman is developing 2 new series for the streaming service with the space thriller Orbital and a video game adaptation Horizon Zero Dawn. I'm super stoked to see what they can pull off with the live-action Zero Dawn series. Following season 3, which was controversial for a lot of fans, the Umbrella Academy season 4 will be the final season for the show. Yes, like we just said. Details include Elliot Page, Tom Harper, David Castaneda, Emmy Raver Lampman, Robert Sheehan, starring in the new Red Sonja movie as well, Aidan Gallagher, Justin H. Min, Ritu Arya, and Colm Fiore. Oh, I totally mispronounced some of those names. I apologize. We'll be back reprising their roles. Family meeting. Blah, blah, blah. All right, last we saw of Umbrella Academy. I don't care about the Umbrella Academy stuff. Where is... Here we go. Steve Blackman developing Orbital and Horizon Zero Dawn. That's the meat and potatoes we're looking for. Regarding Steve Blackman on Orbital and Horizon Zero Dawn, Orbital is a thriller event series set on the International Space Station and is an original concept by writers David and Keith Lynch, who will co-create the series with Steve Blackman and direct an episode. So the 2 of them will direct one episode, or each of them will direct their own episode. That's not super clear. Horizon Zero Dawn is based on the video game. Yeah, we know this. Based on video game, same name, and is described as epic sci-fi adventure series set 1,000 years in the future in a strange, beautiful world full of primitive tribes and high-tech machines. All built on the bones of the old ones, quote-unquote. The ruins of our present-day United States. The disaster that destroyed our world is long forgotten, but when these formerly peaceful machines mysteriously turn into dangerous hunters of all life, a young outcast named Aloy discovers that the only chance to save her world is to fight to uncover what happened to ours. Horizon Zero Dawn, quote, Horizon Zero Dawn and Orbital are on the surface very different shows from each other and from the Umbrella Academy. One takes place 1,000 years in the future in a world completely remade by massive machines. The other is set near present day on a space station, unquote. From Blackman to Netflix. Yeah. So not a whole lot of detail, just, hey, we got people working on it, which is, at this point, I guess, kind of all we can ask for. Don't care about Brie Larson. Wolverine trending with She-Hulk Easter egg. Here's that Easter egg you were talking about, Chris. Which one should we go to? Let's go to this one, I guess. Second episode. I haven't watched the second episode. I'm not sure I'm going to. Like, I'm still very much on the fence as to whether or not I care enough to watch more than just the first episode of She-Hulk. It wasn't terrible, but it also wasn't very good. So there's that. And your lead character is kind of a psychopath because she almost kills a group of men. If not for the Hulk, at least one of those guys would be dead. Go rewatch the first episode if you really are questioning that, because she hulks out and kind of loses her mind, and it almost kills somebody. And then you find out later that she's conscious while she hulks out, so you know that she did it on purpose. Anyway, we're birdwalking. Second episode of She-Hulk premiered tonight on Disney Plus, and it happens to tease Wolverine in the MCU. She-Hulk teases Wolverine. There's a screenshot of this somewhere, isn't there? I thought. Maybe not. Teases World War Hulk. What's this? Episode sees another appearance from Mark Ruffalo as the Hulk, where he has a conversation with his cousin about her representing Emil Blonsky, a.k.a. Abomination, where he gives his approval. However, the conversation gets cut short. Jen asks Bruce, spoiler alert, kind of, I guess, if he's going to come to LA anytime soon, and with the Hulk replying, probably not for a minute, as he has some things to take care of. The screen zooms out, and Hulk is shown on a Sakaran spaceship. The first episode, which goes in the hyperdrive. Oh, ew, interesting. Rumors actually said that the scene was supposed to take place in the last episode of She-Hulk, but we know they changed up the episodes, so maybe that's why. Very interesting. It's guessed. If they changed up the episodes, at least in this respect, then it's very potentially them saying we're not going to be doing the actual, at least not right now. We're not going to be doing the Planet Hulk storyline, because he's very probably going to come back by the end of this season. So, or World War Hulk, I should say. Probably not going to happen. Maybe in the future they will rehash it and say this is what happened while he was gone, but I don't think we're going to be seeing it anytime soon. That's potentially why they reordered the episodes, is because when he comes back, he can regale her with stories, right? So yeah, I don't know that is necessarily going to be where that takes place. Bless you. It's guessed the Hulk goes to Sakaar and discovers he has a son, who in the comics is Scar. And it's rumored that both come back to Earth and start World War Hulk. Yeah, I don't know about that. She-Hulk and the Abomination, that's going to get hashed out in the series. Let's go back to the Wolverine tease. This must be the... Oh, yeah, there it is. That is the screenshot. There, scrolled right past it. So she's apparently on her computer. Related article, man fights with metal claws in bar brawl. She-Hulk teases Wolverine. As a result of becoming She-Hulk, Jennifer Walters gets fired from her job as district attorney because her as She-Hulk is deemed too much of a liability. That, I don't know, the semantics of that sentence seem off. So while job hunting, Jennifer is on her computer, and shown on screen are references to Ant-Man, Norse mythology, Avengers, Iron Man, Wolverine, the Eternals movie, and the QR code that links to a free comic book at marvel.com. There's the QR code. I can't read all of this. I can only read these big ones. Why there is a giant statue of a man sticking out of the ocean. That's the Ant-Man reference. I don't know what there's the Iron Man reference. Iron Man 3 is his shoes. I don't see, maybe this somewhere in this smaller text is the Norse mythology reference, but I don't see anything about the Eternals. There's another Ant-Man reference. Oh, no, this must be, because I never watched the Eternals. So this, I'm pretty sure something happens in the water with the I can't think of the word. The big guy that they're trying to create from the egg inside the earth. Not the Eternal, but the whatever. That must be the statue that they're talking about here, because this is the Ant-Man reference. I don't know if you can see the mouse. I totally am not sure if I have that set to show the mouse. Whatever. Let's see if we can make this image larger, shall we? Open image in new tab. There we go. And then we zoom. Zoom. Okay, so the small text says, have you ever wanted to pack everything up and start a new life in a cozy village straight out of a storybook? Now that dream can become a reality because an idyllic Swiss something has posted a unique job listing for a town mascot. It's a full-time permanent position and even comes with something in the town square. Housing in the town square? I don't know what that's supposed to be referencing. Whatever. So interesting. Wolverine tees on the right bar. Iron Man sneakers. Man fights metal claws. Obvious reference to Wolverine. Could even be a reference to the first X-Men movie, which is probably what it is, because I don't think they have anything set that far yet. Like, they have broad strokes, but they don't have any fine details. Wouldn't it be something if Hugh Jackman is still Wolverine in the MCU? Blah. Yeah, no. Not even going to be a thing. Also worth a mention is that Wolverine debuted first in the comics in Incredible Hulk. That is legitimately worth a mention. And now we see the first reference to Wolverine in the MCU in She-Hulk, so not a surprise. Underneath the Wolverine link is Eternals movie. Why is there a giant statue of a man? Celestial. That's the word I was looking for. I should just read the article, right? Underneath the Wolverine link is a reference to the Eternals movie and the Celestial frozen in the Indian Ocean. Why is there a giant statue of a man sticking out of the ocean? The other references are on top of the screen. Find Ant-Man, Norse mythology, obviously referring to Thor and the Asgardians, and Avengers. What does the Swiss village thing have to do with anything, though? That's my question. Wolverine is also now trending big time on Twitter. Okay. That is all of that. And then I think Chris had something to say. I didn't watch the Eternals either. I think they're talking about an actual statue. No. So at the end of Eternals, I'm going to ruin the movie because there's like 30 seconds of stuff that you actually need from the movie, so you don't have to go watch it. So the point of the movie is, again, if you are listening in post and on all that, I'm spoiling the Eternals, so if you haven't watched it yet, I mean, you're a little late to the party, but and you care about such things, then fast forward a little bit. So the Eternals are in the movies. They are set to Earth effectively to prime the planet to become food for a baby Celestial who will be born from an egg that exists in the core of the planet. The climax of the movie, he starts to be born. The Celestial that was supposed to eat Earth in order to become a proper Celestial starts to become born. Something happens throughout the battle that they're having, and it stops. And so now he's effectively just frozen in the ocean. That's why it looks like there's a statue of a large man in the Indian Ocean, because it was the Celestial that was supposed to consume the Earth. And then before that, Chris says, starting with little steps, just going to start off on TikTok, duet horror movie trivia questions for now. Then October comes and the fun starts. I'm also sharing some Halloween items I see in stores. Cool. Yeah, that's honestly a really good place to start. Not even going to lie. That sounds like you have a good plan. And if you can keep yourself a few steps ahead with the plan from where you're executing, then you should be A-okay, sir. All right, moving right along. Star Wars Andor, not for 9-year-olds. Watch new clip. 3-episode premiere. We already know this. King Kong live action series coming to Disney Plus. We already know that, but James Wan involved. Interesting. Oh no, we knew about the Monarch series, not Kong specific. Excuse me. So King Kong live action series is coming to Disney Plus. streaming service. The details include that the project is from James Wan's Atomic Monster production company, with Paper Dolls creator Stephanie Folsom writing and executive producing, who is also a producer on Amazon's Lord of the Rings series. That might not be great. Series is described as a serialized action-adventure drama that brings the classic monster story into the modern age, with a return to Skull Island and the dawn of a new Kong. So King Kong's going to have a baby? That means he's got to find a Mrs. Kong, right? Series will explore the mythology of King Kong's origin story and the supernatural mysteries of his home, Skull Island. New series explores Dawn of a New Kong. Disney Plus King Kong show is also based on Merian C. Cooper's original books, the new King Kong books by Joe DeVito, who the Cooper estate has teamed with to produce new novelizations that are being used. Oh, that's cool. We should have put that into book news. So we got some book news, like legit, not just comic books. That's really awesome. Produce new novelizations that are being used as source material for the series. Books DeVito has written for the IP include King Kong of Skull Island Exodus, King Kong of Skull Island The Wall, and King of Skull Island. In addition to James Wan and Stephanie Folsom, Michael Clear and Rob Hackett will also executive produce, along with Danny Festa, and Disney Branded Television will produce. Godzilla Monsterverse Titans series is also in development for the Apple TV Plus streaming service, set to star Kurt Russell and his son Wyatt. Godzilla vs. Kong 2 is also in the works and released theatrically, starring Dan Stevens, with Adam Wingard returning to direct. So this isn't... That's interesting. This won't be tied directly to the movies that have come out. This is a completely different side of the IP. Even though, wow, how sticky is this? What are the implications here? Because, like, there is so much going on. All right, so we have effectively two main IPs here. And it seems like the Disney IP, they're both related to the same basic source material. The original Merian C. Cooper books that came out forever ago. I'm not going to look it up because it's fairly irrelevant. So that's the genesis of both of these things. How is it that Disney has the rights to, and Apple has the rights to, something in this universe, and then Legendary is who is doing the Godzilla vs. Kong movies? I'm sure Legendary has some sort of ties to Apple, so that makes sense, but where is Disney coming in this equation? That is crazy bizarre. See, this is kind of what happened because we were talking about Friday the 13th a minute ago. This is kind of what happened with the Friday the 13th IP, is that there was dispute as to who owned which parts and what could be done with what somebody owned and whatnot. So instead of each party going forward, which was, they were talking about doing this, instead of each party going forward and making their own version of the thing and then just splitting the parts that they own, they got into a legal battle back and forth. Because one party owned Jason Voorhees, the name and the character, and the other party owned Friday the 13th, the name and kind of the surrounding characters. So you could make a Jason movie but not use the words Friday the 13th, and then the other side could make a Friday the 13th movie but not with Jason. Though I think the rights were strangely split so that they could use Mrs. Voorhees because it's a different set of properties from Jason himself. So that's how that one got really sticky. This one, very similarly, I mean, it seems like they've worked something out because they're both actually going forward with their projects, with their plethora of projects. But we have the Monsterverse, the Monarch series going to Apple TV Plus. It's going to star Kurt and Wyatt Russell, plus the Legendary films seem to be continuing, even though I thought they lost the rights after Godzilla vs. Kong came out. They must have signed a new contract with, what is the name of the Japanese company that owns the rights? Toka, I think. Oh, that's gonna bug me if I don't look it up. All right, let's go. Let's go look that up. Godzilla. Um, IP rights is. Where is it? Where is it? Somebody's car alarm keeps going off. Oh Lord, it's gonna take forever to find this Godzilla franchise. I bet it's in here. I bet it's in here. Toho. I was close. Toho Company. That's who owns the rights to Godzilla. So Toho, I thought the contract for their Godzilla, or for the legendary universe for Godzilla and King Kong, I thought that contract was up with the Godzilla vs. Kong movie. But apparently they have signed some sort of new contract with Toho and are continuing with Godzilla vs. Kong 2. Like, we talked about it when it was originally announced, but I also said the same thing. I don't know how they have the rights still, so they must have signed a new contract. So yeah, we have multiple contracts for the same. So the Son of Kong, yeah, that's how it seems like they're differentiating it. Is very potentially the Disney version is going to be Son of Kong, and that's where it's going to split, where it's not going to have anything to do with the legendary Monsterverse, which is going to be Godzilla vs. Kong 2, and then potentially we're going to see other kaiju come from that. And the Monsterverse series, the Monarch series that's going to Apple TV Plus, is also going to dive into other kaiju. So, yeah, I think that's the differentiation, is they're doing Son of Kong on Disney and everything else on Apple and Legendary. Very interesting. That was a long bird walk. All right, so we're good with all of the things. There's a video game thing that I wanted to get into. This comes from Delta Index. This is one of my Halo leaks places that I get information on upcoming Halo stuff. Delta Index on Twitter, they have new equipment gameplays that were just too wonderful to not talk about. So we have, for those Halo players out there, we have, I don't know how they got this, but there's some leaks on new weapons. We have the fuel rod cannon, we have the Gauss cannon, sound effects, we have more, what is that? We have a lot more assets. This is just an image, so I can open it, because we don't open videos on stream, because I'm still don't know how to stop them from shutting down stream when we do that. So these are assets that are in Forge. I do know how they're getting all of the Forge leaks, because the recent beta for the what was it, multiplayer campaign, they just did beta for it about a month ago. And so in that beta was some script that sounds like it shouldn't have stayed there, that basically has allowed them to do a relatively limited version of Forge that has a boatload of assets attached to it still. So whatever this creature is right here to the left, and then you have Master Chief from the E3 build there in the center, and some sort of alien race that is probably from 4 or 5, because I played 4, but I don't remember the storyline from it, and 5 I didn't even touch. Or it's just something new that I haven't seen in the campaign mode for Halo Infinite, because I haven't played campaign either, because I haven't paid the $60 for it. So there's Forge stuff, but then we also have, what is this? Rhino Wild. Oh, that's cool. That's super early build. No, don't open. No, don't open. Okay, good. SMG. Oh, really? SMG gameplay, apparently. Guardian Remake. See, that's Forge stuff. And then we have 3v4. does those creatures again. This is crazy. Banished covenant weapons. Don't care. There was something else in here the other day. I have to probably scroll back a little bit further. That's weapon stuff. That, oh, I thought it was after. Oh, no, there we go. So we have this shroud screen, which is a smoke screen, which you can shoot through it. Like, you can send things through it. It's basically just a big round circle that you can't see through. Again, this is in a Forge build. I don't know where this is coming from as far as how they're getting the experimental weapons and utilities and stuff, but it looks super, like it's a really big circle of smoke. And then weapon, the M392 Bandit looks to be a new human weapon that's fairly powerful. 3-shot body, plus 1 headshot to kill. Or no, 4 shots to break shields, 1 shot headshot, or 3 body shots. So 4 shots breaks the shield, and then 3 more shots will kill, or 1 headshot. So that's probably going to go in snipes. New equipment, sonar pulse. I don't know what this one does. I watched this video when I was posting the episode, and like it just makes noise. It doesn't. I can't tell from the video what exactly the sonar pulse does, aside from maybe it pings people through a wall, but it's only 1 ping. It's not like the tracker that you get that's already in game. So I don't understand. So yeah, super exciting for infinite extraction voice lines. Cool. Super exciting stuff for coming for Halo. Falcon is drivable. Oh, yeah. SMG sounds. Yeah, so it looks like there's more than just the 1 new weapon coming. That's exciting. And campaign enemy type, Banished Crusher. That's what those things are called. Native to the ring, but enslaved and weaponized by the Banished. That's cool. Let's open this up. So that's a Banished Commander, and that's the Crusher. Wow, that thing's huge. And then that's a Spartan next to. That thing's gigantic. Look at that. Kind of looks like a Deathclaw. Like, honestly, some of these design cues that they're taking from other places are a little blatant, because that looks like a Deathclaw from Fallout. Like, let's go back to this one up here where it's okay, buddy. Yeah, there's an alarm going off out in the parking lot outside my place, and it's kind of driving everybody crazy. 2 new AIs coming. We'll get into that in just a second. Where did that picture go? There. So this thing, this is the Crusher over here. So that looks like a Deathclaw from Fallout. Very much, because you can't, especially since you can't see its head where it's got those horns. So yeah, and then we have the Iron Eagle body armor that looks like power suit or power armor from Fallout as well. So that's pretty, I don't know, pretty suspicious. And then all right, so what was this at the top that I just kind of, the 2 new AIs. We have Maddie and Antibot. Note, this was originally posted in the Discord. So they're the Delta Index Discord. It's just never made it to Twitter, so here it is. Quantum translocator. I don't know what that's doing. Oh, interesting. So it's kind of like oh hell, what's that character name from I can't remember words. Apex Legends. Wow, that's cool. Wraith from Apex Legends, how she can teleport, and that's kind of like her abilities from Apex. I dig it. I really dig it. I don't know exactly how it works, but I'm sure they'll have some sort of walkthrough for it. That's where you relocate whenever something bad happens, it would seem. Probably you use your armor button, your armor ability button to relocate there. So if you go and jump off of a cliff like he does here in a second, then it teleports you. That's cool. I really like that. When is this coming? Season 3, probably? Huh. All right. So that was some gaming leaks. Let's get into. We're gonna finish this dang article, and then we'll take our pause and play a little bit of game, and probably make it a much shorter night tonight than the last live stream, which was like 6 hours long, I think, 5 hours long, something. All right, so we last left off. We finished the black metal section for Loudwire's big 4 of each subgenre of metal. We have now come to hair metal. I just cheated a little bit because that is Motley Crue. So we already know Motley Crue's in there. I wonder if they're going to put GNR in there. Hair metal, they're probably going to put Poison in there. And who else would be the big 4 of hair metal? Maybe Rat. All right, so like I said, Motley Crue, no one else, blah, blah, blah. Oh, Def Leppard. The Boys? Yes. Yeah. Because that showrunner's moving on to Horizon Zero Dawn and the other sci-fi out something. So Motley Crue, Def Leppard, yes, I totally agree with Def Leppard being on here. Poison called it, which is just ridiculous. And Twisted Sister really be considered hair metal though? Just because what's that? Yeah, they're glam rock, sure, but they're not hair metal. Like they don't really, the sound of their music. All right, let's see what it says, how they justify putting Twisted Sister in here. Thanks largely to vocalist Dee Snider, Twisted Sister were triumphant because they brought hard rock attitude and abject imagery to the table. Plus, Snider's important testimony against the PMRC in 1985, roughly a year after I Wanna Rock and We're Not Gonna Take It became 2 of 1980's biggest metal anthems. That doesn't mean they're hair metal just because they came out in the 80s. Demonstrated that there could be a lot of deep thinking beneath the invigorating trashiness. No, I don't. I refuse. I don't think Twisted Sister qualifies as hair metal. Twisted Sister is glam rock. Twisted Sister, I mean, they just don't have any of the sonic hallmarks just because they might look the part. They don't have any of the sonic hallmarks of hair metal. You can't put them in the same place as Poison. And Def Leppard arguably is a little proto hair metal because they were doing it before the rest of them were doing it. Motley Crue is quintessential hair metal. Poison also quintessential hair metal. I don't think Twisted Sister qualifies. Just like if they had put GNR in here, I would argue GNR is not hair metal either. Just because their first record was technically hair metal doesn't make them a hair metal band. Bless you. Yeah, because Pantera's first record was hair metal, and they weren't a hair metal band, so I reject that. I reject that, Loudwire. You're wrong. Power metal. All right, so defining power metal. This is a big one that a lot of people confuse the difference between hair metal and power metal. Hair metal. Let's see their definition of hair metal is: if any subsection of metal is a bygone product of its time, it's hair metal, also known as glam metal. I would argue that they're not the same thing. Emerging in LA and New York circa 1980 out of 1970s glam rock. Okay, they do differentiate that. It fused heavy metal hostility with poppy melodies and riffs, gaudily androgynous fashion, and makeup / sexual pleas from the singer, usually toward a specific woman, be she a femme fatale or meek but alluring girl next door. All right, so that's how they define hair metal. Power metal is defined. By and large, power metal, popularized in Europe and America in the 1980s, fuses heavy metal and speed metal. Okay, I can see it, with classical touches. In particular, you get histrionically high-pitched singing, twin guitar leads, hopeful vibes, fantasy-based themes, feisty pacing, and mythical attire and props. So in a way, it's like the antidote to Black Death and Doom metal. It's the happy cousin to Black Death and Doom metal. Let's say it that way. Because a lot of these bands went on tour with hair metal bands, and so in the 80s were kind of interchangeable. I've already cheated because I keep doing that. So power metal, obviously, we're gonna see Halloween. We're gonna see. I'm blanking on band names. We're just gonna get into it. So I need to pull open the chat again. There we go. All right, Halloween, yes. Sabaton, there we go. That's who I was trying to think of. Yes, that makes sense. Blind Guardian, absolutely power metal. And Dragon Force, kings of power metal. 100%, that is an accurate statement for the big four for power metal. Okay, moving along, just so that this does not take an hour like it did the last time. Symphonic metal. Symphonic metal is defined as, it's a bit self-explanatory, right? Basically, it began in the 90s in the Netherlands and Scandinavia, typically unites different aspects of metal with a variety of symphonic timbres, strings, horns, choirs, etc., rhapsodic singing, and epic narratives. So, Epica might be in here. I can see, oh hell, Floor Jansen. What is the band that she sang for? Temptation Within, I think, was the name of that band. Who else would be symphonic metal? That would be the big four. Again, drawing blank on band names right now. Let's get into it. Nightwish, that's who it was. Floor Jansen's band was Nightwish. Tara Turunen, Annette Alzon, and Floor Jansen. Yeah, Nightwish, absolutely. And then Within Temptation. Sorry, I got it backwards. I thought Floor sang for them, but I was wrong. Who was their vocalist? Sharon Den Adele. But yeah, totally works. Flesh God Apocalypse. I thought these guys were goth. Maybe even black. They're debatably the biggest and best symphonic death metal act. Okay, there you go. That explains it a little bit, I guess, which is saying something considering that they only have 5 LPs to date with ambitiously multi-dimensional gems. Agony, King, though it's hard to disagree. I don't know if I agree with Flesh God Apocalypse being in here. And then Apocalyptica, sure, I can give that symphonic. Yeah, there we go. There's not really a symphony involved. It's usually 4 cellos or 3 cellos and a drummer. So it's not a full symphony. That's more of a chamber. But yeah, sure. That works better than Twisted Sister as hair metal. I'll say that. Traditional metal. All right, so this one's going to be super easy because it's going to be Motorhead. It's going to be some variation of Ozzy, probably just Black Sabbath. Who else is going to be the big four for traditional metal? Maiden, I think, has already been in here. Priest, perhaps? I think that's where I am going to just dive into it. So Maiden. Nope, Maiden's already in here. Or Maiden was not already in here because they're right here. 1980s, blah, blah, blah. Priest, yep, there we go. And Sabbath, there we go. I called it. And Ozzy by himself. Interesting. Both Ozzy and Sabbath. Why would you do that? Let's see what they say. No offense to Led Zeppelin and Deep Purple, but with 1970s self-titled LP, Black Sabbath announced themselves to be true trailblazers of traditional metal. Their gloomy look, arrangements, and songwriting established the template, and despite facing many hardships over the last half century, as well as not putting out a new studio record in nearly a decade, they're still immeasurably beloved. So I feel like you could have done Dio fronted Sabbath for the picture, because if you've got Ozzy there, But yeah, I mean, they are the godfathers of metal. As much as Zeppelin and Deep Purple are proto metal, they're not really metal bands. And legitimately, Black Sabbath has birthed almost every subgenre of metal in their first 4 records. They're all represented. Save for maybe like the more speedy, aggressive subgenres, pretty much there's shades of everything in those 4 records because Sabbath was amazing. Geezer Butler, this dude right here, is God. Like, wow. One of the greatest bass players to walk the face of the earth. Ozzy Osbourne, he epitomizes the rare case of a solo artist becoming as quintessential as the band they came from, thanks in part to classics such as Blizzard of Oz, Diary of a Madman, and No More Tears. No other musician is as synonymous with metal as Ozzy. That's true. All right, I can see it. World's leading genre festival, Ozfest, is named after him. And thrash was kind of born for, popularized, I guess is probably more appropriate. Popularized, and thrash kind of gave birth to death and black and so on and so forth. So popularized by his solo projects. And then my favorite subgenre, metalcore. So who is traditional metalcore? Who's the big 4? We're going to say for sure Killswitch Engage. I would say Shadows Fall, but I doubt they're on here. Lamb of God was in New Wave American heavy metal, though I could be wrong because it's been almost a month since we touched this list. Metalcore. As I Lay Dying, perhaps. Maybe Every Time I Die. And I think that's as far as I'm willing to guess. So let's read the definition. Hey, look, it's Killswitch. I was right. Let's read the definition. At its core, no pun intended, it's a fusion of extreme metal and hardcore punk that truly kicked off in the mid-90s in the United States. Breakdowns, start-stop guitar licks, double bass drumming, yelling or screaming, dropped tuning, leisurely tempos, and percussive pedal tones are all staples of the style. Sure. Okay. Killswitch Engage, yes, absolutely. Converge is not metalcore. Converge is metallic hardcore. Subtle difference, I guess. But when you really are into these genres, it's a pretty dramatic difference. And in all honesty, Converge is kind of in a league of their own, even in metallic hardcore stuff. I mean, you've got the guys who kind of paved the way like Botch and so on and so forth, but Converge just kind of took all of that and made it something else entirely. Though they do deserve to be recognized for literally anything you can throw at them because they're amazing as well. So if they've got to be on something, and Dillinger, also not metalcore. Dillinger Escape Plan would also be metallic hardcore. These guys actually coined the phrase mathcore. So yeah, which would kind of be like the convergence of metallic hardcore and metalcore, I guess. But yeah, also something in a different league than metalcore. Metalcore is a little bit more easily digestible by the masses. So putting Converge and Dillinger on this list makes no sense when you look at it through that lens. And then As I Lay Dying, this one is very controversial, but I think As I Lay Dying is absolutely a flag holder for the genre of metalcore because like the record that they put out since Lambesis has come back, and then literally everything up until the point where he went to prison, is what like a half a dozen other bands were trying to do at the time, and still another 3 dozen bands have tried to repeat since. So yeah, I think if you can look past, because I know there's other metal publications that won't even talk about this band because Tim Lambesis came back. If you can look past that element, then absolutely I agree with that. I 100% agree with that. So yeah, we finished the list. Yay! All right. I wanted to try and do the liquid metal Devil's Dozen, but I still haven't found where they post it. And there's some really good ones on there. Goat Horror is back with a new record, and the song on the Devil's Dozen is Sick. It's so good. It's so good. I never really got into Goat Horde back in the day, but now they've put out a new record, or they're putting out a new record, I should say. They have a new single out that is totally groovy, and that's not really something that I could really say about them before. So yeah, dig it, dig it, dig it. That is the news portion, I believe, for today's live episode. Hey, man, I appreciate you, Chris. Thank you very much for coming around, man. Yeah, so Mr. Christopher Ortiz has to go to bed, and that also signals that we've been doing this for too long on the news side. It means we're gonna probably just do about an hour on the gaming stuff and call it a night. So I'm gonna take a little bit of a break and give my voice a rest and get some water down my throat, and we're gonna come back and do that. If you are listening in post, this is where the news ends. We will see you on our regularly scheduled non-live episode later this week. Actually, Wednesday should be. And all of that jazz and things. If you are here in chat and you are just not participating, participation is not required. I do appreciate you. We will be taking a break and coming back. Again, everyone else, this is where I'm leaving you. So before we go, always remember that if it's generally nerdy, it's probably here. And we'll see the rest of you in just a minute. Okay. We are going to do... Where... Oh, I don't have it in here yet. I haven't put it in. But we do have it in here. There's Fall Guys. H... Multiversus. I still haven't unlocked anyone other than Wonder Woman and Superman, but oh, well, we're not going to be doing Multiverses. It's got to update. That means I bet. Oh, thank you. Ooh. Hey. No. No. All right. Go back to games. We got Fall Guys. I hope this one doesn't need an update too. Ah! It's goofy. No bueno. Okay, so for the purposes, that means we don't get to play anything. But pause it because 4 gigs is going to take a while. So we are going... Oof, it's moving really slow right now. There we go. Change scenes. This guy. Goose is not a fan. He said he'd rather eat poop. Okay. So I guess we're going. Oops. Hey, Ro. Why does everything need an update? I thought I checked. I was literally playing this the other day. Dumb. Dumb, 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 dumb. Come on, meow. 1.5 gigs is better. Oh, it better not take that long. Yeah, there we go. That's much better. So I'm looking at the stream, and it seems that, well, I still have weird audio things going on, so we're going to pull this down. But also, there is some processing issues. This is very strange. It's affecting render time. Only minorly affecting dropped and or skipped frames, so that's at least good. But I thought I had these all as WebM. Maybe I have them as AVIFs or AVIs rather. While this loads, I'm gonna go check. Yep. AVIs. That's unfortunate. Means I need to do some conversion and update this stuff so that it's not eating up so much of my memory. That explains why we've had issues in the past. Well, at least I figured that out. Oh, come on now. Load already. That's the stuff. What did you hook heat up? Well, this is all getting cut in post. Tell you that right now. Ooh, hey, let's go see. I bet it needs an update. Actually, we can do this and it'll tell us. Yep. Dumb. Okay, well, what about... Let's go play a little bit of this guy. I thought it wasn't on the updates list. What the heck, man? Almost done.
Alright, what about... Brawlhalla was on the list. I think Fortnite was on the list. Poop and things. Well, was it this one that I was playing before? By the time it loads, Halo will be done. Bandai Namco. Goodness. Yeah. Closest you've had since. That's good. Been down here the whole time. I just brought it down for this. Oh, yeah. Definitely Halo's going to be done by the time this loads. Wait, I've already... What the heck? Yeah, I'm not going to take the time to do that. I thought that was the one I had already started playing. Do. What was it? What did I start playing? It was a lot of fun, whatever the heck it was. Whatever. We're going to play Halo. Because it's done. There we go. Oh. Got some new armor since the last time we played. It's gonna take forever to load, but all right. Let's read about the patch. What was that? Sorry. Players who have completed both Season 1 and Season 2 Battle Passes will no longer see congratulations messages. Thank you. Additionally, the glint from zoomed-in sniper rifles has been reduced so the shooter is more clearly visible to other players. Oops. View full patch notes, go to Halo support. That's still the thing. Locust armor, rank doubles. What do we got here? Nope. Customize. We're going to check the armor hall. So this is Eagle Strike armor, not anything super new there, but it's just pretty awesome looking if I do say so myself. And then we have my Mark 7, which is where some of the newness comes in with that red, black, and silver. Oh yeah. Ain't it pretty? And then the breathing effect, I like that. That's a lot of fun too. This one still hasn't changed. The Mark 6 armor. Still the same. But I did add the breathing effect there as well. Yaorai, also unchanged. I think I want to change the paint job on this guy, though. Because that's pretty cool. Just wish it was a darker red. And then... Rakshasa! I got the skull shoulder pieces. I think I'm over the shiny red and black armor coat. So let's go in here and change to the Katabwa liver. Yeah, because see, then the skull looks like a skull. Yeah, that's what we're... Is there anything better? What does this guy look like? Oh, I don't have that guy. Dumb. Okay, so Katabwa liver it is. And then we go to the Yaorai. What do we have here? That's it. I want that one. Released during season 1. Dumb. Or that one would be nice too. Ancient Flare. I think the Ancient Flare is the one I want the most. Imperial Court's pretty cool too. Yeah. Lame sauce. So we gotta stick with the pink demon. Alright, fine. Let's rock the Mark 7 armor, just because I don't think I've played it since I changed the coding. Also, I can the cross-core visors now. Everybody has a red visor to some degree. So that's cool. Let's get into... Oh, there we go. Let's go play... So this is dumb too. The balance here, like it would be fine if it was more balanced, but brute snipes and bless you, team snipers versus shoddy snipes. Shoddy snipes is generally what you would think of for snipers round, or at the very least snipers with pistol, but this team snipers variation is just sniper rifles, and it's really aggravating. I want some sort of secondary fire option, and you don't have it, and it's every game is a regular team snipers, not brute snipes, not shoddy snipes, but just the sniper rifle, and yeah, super aggravating. So let's see if they changed the balance for this, because I like snipes, just as long as there's a secondary fire option as well. Also, I don't think I've ever got an accurate estimated wait time. It's either far too short or way too long. There we go. $16 to 19. All right, it's a close game. Just stay alive, and we should be okay. Above me. Oh, hi. Oh, shoddy snipes. I'm dumb. Let's pay attention, shall we? Okay, so it looks like they did do something for the balance.
Active camo available.
Down.
Over there. ¿Dónde está? Ah! Oh, they're all right there.
Enemy halfway to victory.
Active camo available.
Oh, good kill.
Enemy there.
Whoa, they have pulled ahead by a lot.
Rifle shot obtained.
Lost a teammate. Enemy has an S7 sniper.
Whoa.
Enemy team nearing victory.
Where? Sundays.
Enemy spawners are closing in. Enemy has an S7 sniper.
Oof.
Active camo available.
Defeat.
Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be terrible. And if it's terrible, it could be good. I know what you did last summer. I didn't even look at the... I only got 3 kills. That's lame. What are we trying for this week? It's still that. That's right. Land grab, Team Slayer, Team Slayer. Okay. Let's play some land grab, I guess. Just to clear this. That was much faster.
Land grab.
They got the gold. We're gonna go this
Three zones
way.
incoming.
They already have the rocket launcher. Of course they do. And we're running to B, to B, to B. Ah, hell.
They have claimed a majority.
Three zones incoming.
We've lost a teammate. Enemy shields down.
Three
Alright, let's
zones
see if we can get
incoming.
the shotgun. Is it there? It's there.
Pop their shields. Enemy Spartans are closing in.
Spanker inbound. 2 of 3 claimed in our favor.
Three zones incoming.
Spiker available.
Another one.
The majority is ours.
Three zones incoming. Double kill.
Doisek for the 3 moons.
Oh, I almost got out of there. Got stuck on a corner.
Three zones incoming.
Spanker inbound.
Nearing victory.
Spiker available.
Tied up. 2 zones incoming. Oh no, we got 3.
Three zones incoming.
Uh-oh. Chat's gone. That's really weird. I don't know why the chat screen has disappeared. Just on this scene. I guess we will have to figure that out some other time. So until then, we will do... Looks like it's not there either. I don't trust that. We're just gonna do that. And transition.
Come here!
There, that's at least more visually interesting than Dead Space. Hello, viewer. If you are looking for news, you are a little too late. We finished that about 40 minutes ago.
Land grab.
Gather as many zones as possible.
3 zones incoming.
I like that better.
You could do better, human.
3 zones incoming.
Oh. Ah, hell. He's gone. Damn it.
Overshield inbound. shield available.
Ah, just as I see him.
Three zones incoming.
Shield decreased. Power weapons inbound. Power weapons now available.
Enemy shields down!
Our conquest is absolute.
Three zones.
Tiny weapon. Unsatisfactory.
Ah, really? What the hell?
Overshield inbound. Overshield available.
Three zones incoming.
Such spray is unsporting.
Nearing victory.
Yeah, boy. Nades, don't need them apparently. Killed us both. Oh no, my teammate killed him. Gotcha. What are you? No, I don't want that.
Spartan down.
A display of domination.
Oh, good nade.
Zones
Good nade.
incoming.
Don't want that. I want one of those two zones is what I want.
Power items now available.
Oh yeah.
Applejack.
Whee!
For Joysack, for the 3 moons.
Victory.
Idiot.
For me? Thank you.
All right. So we got that done. Where are we going next? What is next? Team Slayer.
Slayer.
Oh yeah. Breathing fire. Alright. Regular ass Slayer. What do we have down here? We have better than the pistol is what we have. Let's go to my spot. Oh, hell. Good nade. Good nade. Whoa, why are we getting our asses kicked so bad? Because my teammates are idiots, apparently? Yo, I'm on your team, dumbass. Really good nade.
Active camo inbound. Active camo available.
What? I was behind him. Yikes. I am not doing great either. Magic pixel.
Enemy halfway to victory.
Jesus.
Our items have arrived.
Another one down.
Oh. Oh, because there were two of them.
Plasma grenade obtained. Camo inbound.
Oh, good grenade. How the hell did he land that?
Enemy team nearing victory.
Another one down.
Throw ahead. Powerful elements incoming.
Echo's closing in.
Defeat.
Yep. Ooh. All the things. Alright, we're getting out of here. We're gonna do probably 2 and then call it.
Slayer.
Stalker rifles, I can deal with that. eBay.
Find the enemy. Destroy the enemy.
Oh,
Lost the lead.
I think I played against this person the other day.
Gained the lead.
Yeah, there we go.
Spartan down.
Closing in. Shields are down.
We lost a teammate. Tango's closing in.
Oh, good shot. Oh, wow, that's also a hell of a shot. Oof. Thought I had teammates next to me.
Lost the lead.
They're close.
Gained the lead.
Pop their shields. Enemy shields down.
I don't understand how some people just immediately. It's probably mouse and keyboard players. Let's be honest. Like that, like...
Lost the lead. Enemy halfway to victory.
We've lost a teammate.
Gained the lead.
Do 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 do. Oh wow! I need 2 kills before I die again. How did that not kill her?
Lost the lead.
Ugh.
Good kill.
Jerk.
Enemy team nearing victory. Gained the lead.
Around a corner. That's nice. That's nice.
Lost the lead. Gained the lead. Victory.
Got my kill first. Did we come out at least even? No. Poo. That's no good. Alright, one more, and then we're calling it. Hey, that's Robert Brath. You what?
Slayer.
My favorite human sport. Kill more to win.
Enemy shields down.
Enemy shields down.
Oh, good shot.
Tango's closing in.
Another one down.
Oh. Really? I missed him with that second shot?
Shields down.
There we go. Get it.
Keep your head down.
Another one down.
Wah wah. I'm positive one at least. Unts, 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 unts. Oh, there he is. How do they have such a long melee distance? I don't get it.
Halfway to victory.
Enemy shields down.
I heard him, I just couldn't see him.
Another one down.
Ooh, good shot. Good shot.
Nearing victory.
Oh, how? How? He was mid-animation. So stupid.
Another one down.
There we go. Still positive. That's good. All right. Let's do this. Da, 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 da. Mute the game. Go to this one. Bring the volume up a little bit. Yeah. All right, nerds. That's where we're ending this week. Thank you for joining. Thank you for doing all the things. Hopefully we got some good stuff to talk about next week. Join us next week. Should be the same time-ish, and regularly scheduled program on Wednesday on the YouTube channel. Otherwise, we're going to head out. But before we go, always remember that if it's generally nerdy, it's probably here.